Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another one of those meta simplified guides. I am going over some of the best Pokemon I think are going to be for this specific cup. I've done these with the past few cups and you guys seem to enjoy them, so if you do, definitely please leave a like on the video and let me know down below so I can continue to make these. So yeah, I do apologize that this is actually a little bit too late. Usually I get these up immediately once the cup is announced, but honestly I was more focused on the Go Battle League. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was really into it. I still am, but I'm getting frustrated at the lag and I really want to reach rank 10. That beside the point, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Voyager Cup and my opinions on some of the best Pokemon. As I said, they are only just opinions. Obviously I could miss something, or some of you might feel that some of these are better than the category they're in, and if you do, definitely let me know, and definitely let me know what team you plan on going with. So for the S plus tier, I have Altaria, Registeel, Hypno, Azumel, and Dewgong. All very solid picks. We see so many Hypno. It's almost on every team. It's an amazing lead, right? It's such a good Pokemon because every single move that Hypno has, it is good, right? It could have Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. It could have Psyshock, right? Every single move is basically really good, so you never know what move the Hypno is packing. From what I could tell, the most common moveset on Hypno is Shadow Ball and Thunder Punch. Honestly, I like Ice Punch a lot because it can hit Altaria. Obviously, Thunder Punch can hit popular options like Azumel. But Shadow Ball, if it's not doing super effective damage with one of the elemental punches, Shadow Ball usually doing a lot of damage to whatever, even if it's neutral, especially if it's neutral, right? So Altaria, probably one of the best picks for this cup for your Kanto selection. And I didn't mention it, but you could only pick one from each region and then a wild card. So Hypno looking to be amazing for the Kanto section of it. We also have Altaria, pretty standard. I mean, Altaria is amazing in the Great League, Open League, in the Go Battle League, right? We see Altaria all the time, so there's no reason to doubt that it would be good here. I mean, this is basically the Voyager Cup. It's not really just Open Great League, but it basically is Open Great League, if you guys get what I'm saying. So Altaria is definitely going to be good. Registeel for your Hoenn region Pokemon, going to be a solid option. Registeel is all over the Great League and Ultra League and Go Battle League. So again, similar to Altaria, no reason why we wouldn't see it in the Voyager Cup. Azumel, probably the most common Johto option and probably the best one. I would totally recommend it. Honestly, I mean, you could go, all of its charge moves are good. It has Hydro Pump, it has Ice Beam, and it has Play Rough. I'm going with Ice Beam and Hydro Pump, but Play Rough is amazing as well. I might actually want to switch things up when I compete in regionals. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. This is also a regional cup, by the way. And then we have Dewgong. So Dewgong is a legacy option, right? I mean, it does have those double legacy. It has Ice Shot and Icy Wind. That's what you need on Dewgong in order to use it. If you don't have both of those, don't even bother with it. Now, I know even if you don't have it, we are getting not legacy, but Elite TM, so you could TM back Ice Shot and Icy Wind on Dewgong, but we don't have those yet, so you can't do that. So if you happen to have a double legacy one, this is definitely the way to go. I would probably use it as my Kanto selection option, right? I would probably pick it because I love lowering the opponent's attack. But either way, definitely a solid pick. So those are the S tier, or the S plus tier, I should say. So moving down to the S tier, so we have Zweilous. So Zweilous honestly wasn't on my radar until Jokes used it against me, and I mean, Dragon Breath is a powerful move to begin with, and then Body Slam, it charges up really fast, it gets to Body Slam super fast, so just spamming those Body Slams was doing a lot of damage. So Zweilous, definitely a good option, so props to Jokes for using it really well, and beating me quite a few times with it, so really a solid option. Tropius, another good option. Obviously, we know Tropius. We've seen it. Razor Leaf and Air Slash are both good. I think Air Slash is more popular, but both of those fast moves are good. Bastiodon, really solid pick as well. Meganium, probably one of the best wildcard picks because some Pokemon can't be wildcard options. They can't be on your wildcard section, right? So you can't pick it. Meganium is not one of them, so Meganium you can pick. Surprisingly enough, I'm surprised it is that option, but luckily for us it is, so then you can have Azumel and Meganium should you choose to. So I know a lot of people are opting to go with Meganium as their wild option, the wild card pick. Venusaur, another good one for your Kanto section, and this is personally one I'm using. Obviously, we know if you're using Meganium, you don't need Venusaur. If you have Venusaur, you don't need Meganium. Both are amazing. Haunter is really good. We've seen it plenty of times in Go Battle League, Great League. Really good Pokemon. It just does so much damage. So moving on to the A tier, we have Whiscash and Swampert, both Mud Boys, right? Both of them really good as well. Probably prefer Swampert, but Whiscash definitely has some play. I've seen Swampert on a couple of teams. Both of them really good. Both are Hoenn Pokemon as well. Then we have Umbreon. I don't think Umbreon is going to be as popular because I know mostly everybody is running Azumarill, so they probably don't want to use Umbreon, but still a pretty good option. Vigoroth is a good option. Toxicroak as the fighting type for your Sinnoh pick, definitely good. Scrafty, Unova Pokemon, another really good option should you want to go with a fighting type. If you don't go with Toxicroak, then we have Defense Deoxys and we have Sableye. So that is my A tier, and then moving on to other notable choices, and these are some Pokemon that I think are really good. Don't misjudge them just because they're in the other section. They're still really good, at least a lot of them, including Stunfisk. Now, you guys know I made a video of Stunfisk and you guys loved it. It did really well. Honestly, it got over 10,000 views, which I was really surprised about, to be honest, and thank you so much. Let's see if this video can get over 10,000 views. I would really appreciate that. But yeah, even though it's in the other choices category, it's still really good, and it's personally on my team as of right now. It's new, so we're still testing things out, but it's a really solid pick, and it's a ground electric type, right? So going to be strong against a lot of different Pokemon that are really meta, like Registeel, for example. Mud Bomb going to be super effective. It gets to it really fast. So then we have Flygon, and then we have Mantine after that. Then Machamp and Lapras. All of these Pokemon pretty good. I like Lapras, and Stunfisk probably the best. Machamp is okay. I like Machamp. I prefer Toxicroak and Scrafty over Machamp as a fighting type. Should I go with a fighting type? In fact, I am going with Toxicroak, but, I also wouldn't have a problem using Scrafty either. I really like Scrafty, but you have to watch out because it's double weak to Charm, so you do have to watch out for that. Then we have Noctowl as a possible flyer, as well as Skarmory, both of them flying types, so if you don't go with Altaria or Tropius, these are definitely good picks for you, obviously representing Johto, right? But then again, you probably don't want to put him in Johto because you probably want that Azumarill, right? So Quagsire, another Mud Boy, similar to Whiscash as well as Swampert, really good as well. I probably prefer the Whiscash and Swampert, but it's a good option, and I have seen people successfully run Quagsire as well. I think Quagsire is pretty good before Swampert got its Hydro Cannon, but then people just prefer Swampert now. Alolan Marowak, really good Pokemon. I really like that Pokemon. I'm personally using it as it's in my Unova section, but it's either Unova, Alola, or Galar, or Melton and Melmetal. I don't think those have a specific region yet, but a really good pick. Then we have Shiftry. Shiftry is a really good option. We've seen it in Go Battle League, in the Great League, and we've seen it in the Ultra League as well. So it's a really good pick. I personally really like Shiftry. Cresselia is another one. In order to get Cresselia for the Great League, you do have to trade for it, and it has to roll below 1,500. It's never been in the research boxes yet. If it is put in there, then we'll all have it. I don't have this one, so I can't use it. But incredibly bulky, right? Incredibly bulky, so it's a really good pick. Alolan Muck obviously is a good Pokemon. I mean, it's really good. Metacham is another fighting option. I still prefer the Toxicroak and Scrafty. Metacham used to be the best fighting type, but I feel like, I don't know, when they lowered Power Punch, I like the other two. Metacham is still good, though. I mean, definitely a good option for your Hoenn region pick. Then we have Mew. So if you like Mew, you didn't invest your TMs into Mew yet, but Mew is definitely a good way to go. I think the most common moveset on Mew is going to be Shadow Claw. Definitely Shadow Claw as the fast move. And then for the charge moves, I've seen a few different moves, but I think Psyshock and Overheat are probably the most common movesets. I've also seen Wild Charge. I've seen Grass Knot. I have seen Dragon Claw, I think it is. It has a few different good options, so you could definitely consider Mew. Frostlass is another one. It hits hard. It is really squishy. It's really frail, but it does a lot of damage. So Frostlass, definitely something you might want to consider for your team. Definitely a good pick as well for your Sinnoh team, especially since there's not many super good Sinnoh options. I mean, besides Toxicroak and Bastiodon, there's only really a few, I think. So Frostlass can definitely come in handy. So Lantern is another good one. I just have that, and then Snorlax or Shadow Snorlax, whichever one you prefer, because we could use Shadow Pokemon. Keep that in mind for Hypno. You could use Shadow Hypno. I still prefer the regular Hypno, honestly, because I like that bulk. I don't like losing that bulk. That little bit of bulk, right, from the Shadow variant when it comes to Hypno. I guess the same with Snorlax as well, although the Shadow variants are obviously good options too. So then we have Clefable. You could also do Wigglytuff as well. I didn't put Wigglytuff on this list, but that's an option. Melmetal, right? Melmetal is definitely a good Pokemon that could go in your 5th slot for a Unova, Gala, Alola, or Mystery, because I have no idea what region Melmetal is from. I don't think none of us do yet. So then we have Ludicolo, right? Ludicolo is last on the list. Now, of course, if it's not on the list, it doesn't mean it's not good. It doesn't mean you can't use it. This is just what I personally put together and what I like. But there could be other options as well. Maybe I forgot something. And if I did, definitely let me know in the comments down below. So for the solid team options, I have 4 teams put together. Leading off with Hypno, I've seen plenty of Hypno, as I mentioned. Azumel, Altaria. So we have Kanto, Johto, Hoenn. Then we have Toxicroak for Sinnoh, Alolan Marowak for the Unova, Alola, and Gala section. And then we have Meganium as the wild pick. I think Meganium is really popular as the wild pick because it's a really good Pokemon. So like Venusaur, I think that's restricted, right? So you can't put that in your wildcard pick. If you want to use Venusaur, you have to put it in the Kanto option, right? So you can't use Hypno then. It has to take up your Kanto slot, right? So at least with Meganium, it doesn't have to take up the Johto slot. It can go in the wildcard pick, and then Azumel, which can't go in the wildcard pick, has to go in the Johto section. So that's why I think Meganium is probably really popular for this cup, and I personally love it as well. It's not on my team, but I probably will end up adding it to my team, to be honest with you, for like regionals. The next team I have is Haunter, very hard-hitting. Azumel, again, Tropius. Bastiodon, very bulky. Scrafty as the fighting type, and then Stunfisk, you guys know I love Stunfisk, so adding it onto that team. Then the next team we have is Dewgong. It's going to be difficult for some of you to get, but if you have the Legacy one, you're good to go. Mantine, which lowers attack as well. Defense Deoxys, Cresselia as the Sinnoh Pokemon, Alolan Muck, and Meganium as the wildcard pick. So Meganium going to be in 3 out of 4 of these teams, to be honest with you. And the final team we have in this image is going to be Hypno, Azumel, Registeel. So again, going back to Hypno and Azumel. So Azumel as well as Meganium going to be in 3 of these teams. I think it's a good way to go. Bastiodon going to be again as a Sinnoh team, Sinnoh choice. Zwellius, I almost said Xerneas, but that's not out yet, and that wouldn't be in this generation anyway. Zwellius, yes, definitely going to be a good option for you, and then Meganium as a wildcard pick. So the last team I really like because it's a really bulky team. Like every Pokemon, I guess besides Zwellius, like it's really, really, really bulky, right? So pretty good teams. Let me know what team you came up with. If you have a better team, definitely let me know that in the comments down below. And if you like this video, as I said, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!